Okay, I'm inside of a cave. Don't remember the name of the cave. There's actually a little medal here somewhere. It says the name of the cave. Don't remember what it says, but whatever. Some cave. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is 631-213. 631-213 is a catchy name for a cave. Anyway, this cave, it's a little tricky. There's some hard parts I'm gonna skip, but whatever. Notice the moss growing in the rocks in here. Natural light from the entrance. So if you're feeling ambitious, you could crawl back there. But I don't feel like doing that kind of crawl today. It doesn't go that far anyway. Whatever. So as you probably guessed, going down that hole. This hole is a bit tricky, but that's like the only hard part. This getting down there. Once you're down, it's like, okay, easy enough. But I got some fragile stuff in my backpack, so I don't want to actually drop my backpack. I want to be somewhat gentle with my stuff. Let's see if I can climb down here. There we go. Like it's hard. There. As you can see, there's a cave down here. Oops. I actually got my light on 50%. I just want to do 30% to save battery life for now. A couple big places in this cave. I might turn it up so you can see. But anyway, if I leave my light on 100%, it could overheat too. Don't want it to like blow up on me or something. Alrighty then. So there's the way back out. Just gotta climb up there like Santa Claus. Alright, good enough. Alright, I'm gonna stay to the left to go clockwise. This cave's not very long. I just did one lap through it. Took me less than an hour. Because I skipped some of the hard parts. Some tight crawls in here I don't really care to do. A lot of interesting shapes in the rock here. Oh wow. This is really cool. Oops, darn it. Look at the shape there. It's a tree mold or tree cast. Nice formation there. Alright, so let's go on up here. See, even this rock, this breakdown rock, look at the shape and the texture. This rock forms next to a tree. So it's got the texture of tree bark built in permanently till it weathers away. I don't know how old this cave is. I have to look that up. I think it's pretty old because there's some pretty good mineral formations in here. Same thing, look how the edge of this rock is shaped round. Oh yeah, if you look carefully, looks like the bottom part has the texture of tree bark. So if I go around the corner, it's a better one. Let me go the long way though. Oh, there's 3 of them. Oh man, I just now noticed this. I was in here before already and I only noticed 1. So look at this. There's one hole shaped like tree. And then over here on my right, there's another hole shaped like tree. I'll turn around. You look behind me. There we go. So there's another hole. Oh, come on. Shaped like tree. So it's important to realize, you know, trees can burn when they have oxygen, right? But if there's no oxygen, they'll basically turn to charcoal. So when this lava was flowing around those trees, either one, the tree was moist enough it wouldn't catch fire, or two, there wasn't enough oxygen to catch fire. So yeah, those trees probably turned into charcoal. Later on, the charcoal burned away or got otherwise disintegrated by the elements. Cool. I think Ape Cave in Washington has some of those too. Most people go through Ape Cave so fast they don't notice. I think now they got that time window too, so that encourages people to rush to the cave. Ape Cave, man, one time I took 5 hours to go through Ape Cave. It was really cool. We saw so much good stuff. That was back before they had the time limit. So you could take your time to see everything. Except the upper level, of course. I'd never been, whoa. I slipped on a loose rock. What's weird, my boots have decent traction. Yesterday I had no problem in a different cave. In this cave, very slippery. I've already slipped like 4 times. Not sure why. Very similar cave. I think it's the same flow too. Okay, so check it out. See that pile of rock? If I want to keep going, I get to climb over that. It's not hard, but I need to take off my backpack so I can fit. Looks kind of scary. It's actually not that hard. Oops. Just gotta watch for trip hazards. See, I got the light pointed. There we go. You know what's really stupid? True story. My cell phone, it like upgraded the operating system. So one thing it does now is like if I don't touch it, it goes to sleep mode. So I could be sitting there watching a video, and like right in the middle of the video, it'll go into sleep mode. It's like, who in the world told it to do that? I was watching that. So now I gotta figure out how to fix that. Updates. Can't wait till I buy a car that gets updates. I'll be driving down the road and I'll like want to get updated. It's one reason I don't have a Tesla. Teslas are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Alright, here we go. Look how colorful this rock is. Wow. So, this is really cool here. I want to show you the floor and the wall and the ceiling. Look at that. Is that awesome or what? Some kind of minerals coming in here and getting deposited. I'm not sure what's above us. Because you think about this. If this lava layer is the top layer, these minerals are coming from somewhere, right? Now obviously there's a forest above me. So there's something in that forest that's coming through here. Wish I could talk with the geologist, ask him what's so special about this cave. Other caves in this area aren't like this. Huh. So check it out. I can go right there, or I can go left. They're connected. It makes a big circuit. It's a little bit of work, but it's not too bad. I went through once counterclockwise, so theoretically I can get through today clockwise. Oops. This floor, like I said, not only are there's the whole floor just covered in all these loose breakdown rocks, but the breakdown rocks are really slippery compared to other caves in the area. Even on top of this rock though, look at this. Fascinating. All right. It's weird. So look at this. Down there at the bottom, you can kind of tell how moist it is. But if I fan up, it looks a lot drier. Kind of weird how that works. And that's white. Look over here next to it, and it's black. Wow. All right. See if I can get down here now. Trying to get down here without touching anything. But there's stuff everywhere. I'm not a hovercraft. Oh, cool. Look at this. See if my camera will do it justice. A couple small formations hanging under there. Cool. But even above here, so bright and pretty. Sometimes, though, it's obvious it's coming through the cracks. See how it's white along that crack up there in the ceiling. Cool. But I really like it when it's so wet. Look at this shape here. It's alternating white, black, white, black. It's gone politically correct. But yeah, it makes it so much easier to see with all that contrast. Wow. I just wish I was shooting at 60 frames per second. Help minimize the motion blur. But look at the floor here. There's kind of small stuff on the floor. I want to try not to trip over. But look at the ceiling. Look how rough the ceiling is. Try not to touch that. The helmet protects you, but the helmet doesn't protect the cave. So try not to mess with that. Alright, anyway. So yeah, I want to show you something here. There's a way to crawl back there, but I don't feel like doing that kind of crawling. So I'm going to skip that part of the cave. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the right here. That'll reconnect me with the same tube I was just in. And yes, I could have just gone around the other way, but whatever. I want to come back in that one room, see all the white stuff, the slime. Wow. I want to get closer to this real quick, but the floor is tricky. Look at this up here, how the rock is like gray. And then part of it's got a cool white laminate, or what would you call that? A white edge? And part of it's got a black edge. Wow. That's really cool. It's like they formed at two different times. Like the black stuff formed first and then the white stuff formed, or vice versa. Wow. Kind of wish I knew what I was looking at. Something like a cave. Of course, anyone who's been to limestone cavern is like, a lava tube's not a real cave. Yeah, well. The nearest real cave is pretty far from my house. Take what I can get. So look at the size of this room. Just like everywhere else in the cave, it's got kind of this weird orangish rock that's covered with either black stuff or white stuff, all sorts of stuff. It's a technical term, stuff. I couldn't even say for sure if it is a mineral. For all I know, it's like dead plant matter. Could be dirt. Even the shape of the cave, the bare rock here is fascinating. It's not a nice smooth tube. It's got all sorts of distortions to it. Notice the floor here is like totally breakdown rock, but there's like mud in between the rocks. Notice the horizontal layers here. What's really cool though, look at this. So those little round things are like rocks that got stuck in there and permanently welded to the lava. We call those welded rocks. This, on the other hand, could look like a pair of dripstone formations. Fascinating. Look how wide it is here. The ceiling's like 20 feet tall. Cave's like 40 feet wide. Huge. You know, so I don't forget, there's some stuff on the right wall here. I was gonna stick to the left, but I definitely don't wanna forget this. Look at the mineral deposit on this wall. Notice how they all line up with a crack in the wall. Most of them come right out of a crack in the wall. So it came from outside the cave. So whatever's outside this cave, it's very pretty. I wonder, you know, Ape Cave, the reason it's so long is it was lava. It flowed through a pre-existing canyon. Wonder if that's what happened here, if this lava flowed through a canyon and all this stuff is coming through the ground that was here before the lava flow. That might explain it. I don't know if this lava flowed for long because of those tree casts. Seems to me that if it flowed a long time, they wouldn't be able to make tree casts like that. I wonder if there's an easy way to tell how long this flowed. I heard generally speaking, the longer it flows, the deeper it is. This isn't a very deep cave, so yeah. What's funny is one of his neighbors is pretty deep though, so suspicious. This is really cool. Look at this little ledge here. You can see the flow lines, so you know which way the lava flowed. Cool. So many loose rocks here. Gotta be careful not to damage anything. There are formations coming up ahead. In fact, there's a couple right here. Luckily, most of them are up on the wall where I can't accidentally touch them. Yeah, there's one right here. There's another one next to it. More of these flow lines. Again, the cave here is a couple dozen feet wide. If it wasn't so difficult, it'd be a good place to take beginners. the entrance is a little too hard for beginners, especially short people. You don't want them to get stuck trying to climb back out. I didn't know it was going to rain today. It's starting to rain outside. So, probably just going to do a couple of short caves like this, then go home. Make sure I don't drown. Now look at this. Sand formations all over the floor. Try not to touch these, they're fragile. They will grow back, but it'll take centuries. So from your lifetime point of view, the damage is permanent. So please don't do that. Anyway, oops. I'm gonna have to climb up around the long way here. The rock here is slippery. I want to be careful they don't slip and fall. Man, for how small it is, this cave's kind of a difficult cave. It'd be a good place to take beginning cavers who want to get some experience. It's cool. Look at the ceiling here. Patches of color here. Oh wow, look at the plants. Plant roots. Those are tall. I've only seen like a couple of caves in person with plant roots even longer than that. I forgot the name. But yeah. I've been to so many caves, I'm starting to forget the names. People are worse. If you know somebody and forget their name, they get like really mad at you. It's like, yeah. It's been like a year since I've seen you. Anyway. But yeah, look at that. Alright, in. Let's see what other interesting. Notice there's a big pile of rock here, which is why the ceiling's even taller. All that rock fell from the ceiling. Let me go around the left side, see if there's anything over here. Usually it's better to go over the top. Usually if you go up on top, you can look around and see all the different ways to go. So a lot of times you have an intersection in a cave, you know, it's like 3-way or 4-way. Especially if there's multiple levels. You might have 2 ways for each level. So you gotta be careful. Don't lose track of where you came from. Nope. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's a 3-way. Yeah, it's just really wide. So I came from down this way. It's really wide here, but it doesn't really branch out. So now I'm going down this way. Excuse me. There's different colors there. There's browns and blacks and whites, all sorts of stuff. Now there's sand formations on the floor here, so I'm gonna have to be a little picky about where I step. If I remember right, there's mostly a trail through the middle. Let's see if I can find it. See, look here. All this nice sand formations. This is all natural. So I should be careful too, because my flashlight battery is almost dead. But I fixed my headlamp. One time, my flashlight battery died, and the headlamp on my helmet didn't work. I don't know how I did that. I swear I charged it. But yeah. Notice on the ceiling, a little bit of light colored. Good news is there's rocks in here, so I can kind of play hopscotch. But yeah, look at this. Got to step over these nice big formations here. Decent formations over there. This whole area has a lot of caves like this. Some of the caves are so popular, the sand got trampled before anybody thought to protect it. Most people, when they go to the beach, they don't feel guilty about playing in the sand because the next high tide is going to wash it away anyway. But here there is no high tide to ruin it. It's going to stay like this forever. Unless you break it. So probably better if you don't break it. One thing about the shapes here though, they're just coarse. They're large shapes. Went to a cave that had sand castles like this, where it had a lot of intricate little details. I'm not sure if that means that it just doesn't have any airflow, no wind, or just a lot of little places for water to drip on the ceiling, or what. Yeah. See, this one's shaped like a canyon. But at least in this cave, I can easily tell which is rock and which is sand. I was in a cave like this. There was the sand and the rock were the same color. So we're told, walk on the rocks, walk on the rocks. But sometimes you can't tell which is which. It's bad. Yeah, like I said, if I owned that cave, I'd put in a metal catwalk a couple feet above the sand. Help people stay honest. But, man, look at the shape of the ceiling here, though. That's a little more permanent, but it won't go back either. Okay. Excuse me. Here's something funny. Look at this. This rock is on top of other rocks. You can climb underneath it. That'd be something for kids to do. Climb underneath, play fort. I'm a little big for that location. I'm almost to the end of the cave anyway. I think I'll pause the video at the end of the cave, start over. Actually, I take that back. I'm not at the end of the cave, but I'm at the end of the walking part of the cave. If I want to keep going, I'm going to belly crawl. I'm feeling very lazy today. Although ironically, I think the entrance to the next cave, it does have a belly crawl. After the entrance, it's not so bad. All right, so here we go. Look at this sand pile. Notice somebody marked the way out with a pile of rocks. Like it's hard to figure out. But yeah, if you're feeling brave, go ahead and climb back there. Let me know how that works out for you. All right.